All right, let's be real for a second. We've all been there, right? You ask an AI to whip up a presentation, and what you get back is, well, it's a bunch of slides that look super polished, super professional, but say absolutely nothing. It's all style, no substance. Well, today, we're going to flip that script. We're going to learn how to use AI not just to make a presentation, but to make one that's actually smart, insightful, and convincing. So, what's the deal here? Why do these AI generated decks, as slick as they are, just feel so empty? I think it's because they're amazing at making things look good, but they have a fundamental misunderstanding of what a great presentation is actually supposed to do. And here's the heart of the problem, what I call the insight gap. You see, AI tools are incredible at insight presentation. You give them an idea you already have, and bam, they make it look gorgeous. But where they totally fall flat is insight generation. That's the hard work, the digging, the uncovering of the core business idea that actually matters. Think about it. An AI can't tell you if you should enter a new market, but once you decide to do it, oh yeah, it'll make a killer slide about it. So that's what we're here to do. Our mission today is to bridge that very insight gap. Let's get to work turning our presentations from these kind of flat data reports into genuine, powerful decision-making tools. And here's our game plan. First, we're going to dig a little deeper into the problem itself. Then, I'm going to walk you through a simple three-step process, uncovering insights, crafting a great story, and then finally, polishing the design. And we'll wrap up by seeing how this all comes together to create this amazing partnership between you and your AI. So, how do we actually fix this? Look, it's not about throwing out AI altogether. It's about using it smarter. There's a really simple three-step process that puts you back in the driver's seat and turns AI into your super-powered co-pilot. Here it is in a nutshell. Step 1 is all about research. We're going to use AI as our analyst to dig up real insights. Step 2 is about the story. We'll use it as a strategist to build a narrative that actually sticks. And only then do we get to step 3, the design, where we make it all look fantastic. Now, to make this real, we're actually going to build a pitch from scratch for a budget skincare brand trying to break into the market for young men. All right, let's dive into the most important part, step 1. This is where we completely flip our whole approach. We are not going to ask the AI to make slides for us. Nope, we're going to ask it to be our entire research department. This, right here, is where the magic happens. It all starts by giving a large language model, something like ChatGPT, a super specific research prompt. Just look at the detail here. A clear objective, a specific target audience, the exact markets we're considering, and even an analytical framework like Porter's 5 forces. But here's the absolute most crucial part, the deliverable. We're not asking for a big wall of text. We are demanding a ranked market scorecard. We want a clear, unambiguous recommendation. And would you look at that? This is the gold we were digging for. The AI comes back with this incredibly clear scorecard, and boom, right there, we have our core insight. Indonesia is the #1 opportunity. See, this isn't just a data dump. It's a strategic recommendation with a clear why behind it. This one single insight, this is going to be the hero of our entire presentation. And you know what? It gets even better. The AI didn't just tell us what to do, it gave us the how. Look at these specific actionable insights it pulled out. We need to formulate for tropical climates, get halal certification to build trust, and focus on the big online marketplaces. I mean, this is the kind of detail that turns a good idea into a pitch that actually wins. Okay, so we've got this fantastic but pretty dense research report. We have all the facts. Now we're on to step 2. We have to transform all this great info into a persuasive story that's going to move our audience to action. This next part is all about persuasion, not just presentation. We're switching hats here, from analyst to storyteller. Our job is to take everything we've learned and wrap it up in a narrative that will convince a busy executive, like a chief marketing officer, to say yes. So what do? We take that big, meaty research report, feed it back into the AI and say, hey, turn this into a story for a busy CMO, and just look at what it comes up with. It uses this brilliant framework from the consulting world called BLUF. That's bottom line, upfront. The idea is simple. You hit him with the main recommendation right at the top. Then you back it up with the big opportunity, a quick tactical win to get them excited, and then you explain why the other options aren't as good. It's just so clear, so logical, and honestly, super persuasive. So we've got our insight, we've got our story. Now, and only now, do we finally think about design. This is step 3. We take our powerful outline and we drop it into a dedicated AI presentation tool, something like Gamma, to generate the actual slides. And this is where you get those really satisfying quick wins. For example, we took a kind of generic title from our outline, Strategy for Market Penetration, and we just asked the AI to make it insights-led. And the result? Capturing Indonesia's 54% year-on-year growth. It's instantly so much more powerful, right? It communicates value right away. Now, remember that big opportunity we found in our research? Well, the Indonesian skincare market is worth a mind-boggling $9 billion. But that number by itself doesn't really tell the whole story. So to put it into context, we just asked the AI to create a simple comparison table. We copied and pasted the data straight from our research report, and instantly we get this. It visualizes not just the size, but that incredible 8% growth rate that really makes Indonesia the clear winner. But here is the most critical thing to remember. The AI gets you a fantastic first draft, and it does it fast. But that last 20%, that's where you come in. That's where you add the real value. It's your expertise that's going to fact-check the data, tweak the language, and make sure this story lands perfectly with your specific audience. And that really brings us to the biggest idea of all. This whole process, it isn't about replacing people with machines. Not at all. It's about creating a new, incredibly powerful human-AI partnership. So what are the big takeaways here? First, use AI for visualization, but only after you've found the insight. Second, match the tool to the task. Use one kind of AI for research, another for story, and a third for design. And most importantly, you've got to embrace the collaboration. Your human judgment is the secret sauce that turns what an AI spits out into real-world impact. Wharton professor Ethan Mollick put it perfectly. He said, "The greatest value comes from finding the right points of collaboration for each specific task. It's not about letting the AI take over. It's about knowing exactly where and how to partner with it." And so that's the question I want to leave you with. As you kick off your next project, are you going to see AI as a threat, something to be managed, or are you going to see it as the most powerful creative partner you've ever had? Because honestly, the answer to that question is going to change everything.